Hi, I'm Steve Hutt, Manager of R&D at 18Sound in Reggio Emilia, Italy. Today we're going to talk about loudspeakers as bandpass devices. We'll start with just drawing a line graph on our whiteboard here that represents frequency that we measure in hertz. So loudspeakers, we know, can produce a range of frequencies within a reasonable tolerance. At the low end, they have a high pass characteristic, and at their high end, a low pass characteristic. Later, we're going to find out why when we get inside. Not in this video, but in one of our next ones. Right now, we're going to talk about some phrases we use to describe loudspeakers or systems and try to put it on the board. What is it when we talk about a subwoofer to start? A subwoofer will produce range of frequencies in the zone of 30 hertz through to 80 hertz is a very typical expectation for subwoofers. Then we have our woofers, usually in the 50 hertz range and maybe out to a kilohertz, sometimes less or more. And then there's our mid-range that usually is going to play from 100 hertz, 200 hertz, and out to 3 or 4 kilohertz, sometimes less. And our high-frequency compression drivers that are most often used from around a kilohertz or a little higher, sometimes even a bit lower, and they'll play to 16 or 18 or 20 kilohertz, depending on. So let's just have a look at the units on the table here. This is a representation of some of the models that 18Sound manufacture. Starting down here with the big guys, we've got a 21-inch and an 18-inch subwoofer that are typically used in systems to play from 30 to 80 hertz. Then for our woofer range, we've got a 15, 12, you might even use a 10 in the woofer range. So we're going to play from 50 or 60 and out to capability of 1,000 or 1,200 hertz. And then for our mid-range, here's an example of an 8-inch and a 6-inch that's playing in the 100 and 200 hertz range and out to 2 or 3K, sometimes even higher. And then finally, for our compression driver range, we have a series of different compression drivers that are always attached to horns. So there it is, bandwidth, devices, various sizes, and when we come back in our next videos, we'll talk about what is it that's on the spec sheet, what do these numbers mean, how do they relate to bandwidth, and we'll get inside some of the parameters and the mechanics that drive the parameters. Thanks for watching.